have reached your destination. Are you ready to show your courage in order to save your son? Listen carefully. Take the highway and drive against the traffic for 5 miles. If you haven't reached your destination in 5 minutes, you will have failed.
I can do it. I'd do anything to save my son. If I succeed, I'll get more letters for the hangman. It's my only lead. No turning back now. I've got to do it. For Sean's sake. I have no choice.
Heavy Rain, released in 2010, plays surprisingly like a movie. It's one of many upcoming adventure games also referred to as interactive movies that have changed the perspective of storytelling in video games in the industry. This scene is very dramatic, and its visuals don't stray too far off from a movie. Compared to some atrocities in the late 90s, Heavy Rain came out as a big hit for gamers, thanks to upgraded engines. In general, advancements in the gaming industry in terms of new and improved technology has allowed video games to evolve into a new medium for storytelling. One of the first video games, Pong, didn't have much to it. Like most early video games, there's only just one way of playing it, and that's fine. Video games were entertaining by giving players an objective and providing various obstacles and tools to challenge this objective. However, as time progressed, developers introduced story into the game to give their players a bigger incentive. One of the first games to introduce a story is Donkey Kong. People just needed a bigger incentive to dodge incoming barrels. Given a story, a plumber saving his girlfriend who has been kidnapped by a large ape motivated players to try harder and achieve their goals. This led other game developers to implement a story behind their games to motivate players and to also develop an attachment to the characters of their franchise. However, for most of these games, story elements were only included as supplements to the actual gameplay. They made the game more enjoyable and memorable, but they never really made the game. Story nearly always took a backseat to gameplay and mechanics. Fast forward to the past decade, technology grew exponentially. New game engines could handle high-resolution models, larger worlds, and advanced physics. Combined with excellent writing and larger teams, all of these helped in making actual gameplay look and feel cinematic. Fans grew closer to the beautiful worlds and characters that these games provided, and it also opened up a pathway for writers to tell their stories in a more interactive way. In recent years, many developers have pushed for more story-focused games. The concept behind these games is that with such rich stories, most people would rather play the game than just read it from a book or watch it from a movie. In one way, games with an open-world environment allow players to pace their adventure the way they want to. Those who would like to enjoy the setting, take their time, discovering every nook and cranny and every treasure chest that there is, may do so. And whenever they like, they can resume with the story whenever they want. Others may want to dive right into the story and continue to progress, itching to witness event after event.
I got something for you, you son of a bitch.
Wait! It's him!
Now, where'd you get that Don't you know that makes you the backstabbing snake in the grass false shepherd?
The false shepherd!
And we ain't letting no false shepherd into our flock!
And there are also games like these. Games like Heavy Rain are a new trend in the video game industry. Ones where gameplay takes a backseat to, this time, the narrative. Some may refer to these as interactive movies. I personally would just call them adventure games. Developers have found ways to make sure that the player has a major role in unfolding its content. Whereas in a movie or a novel, information is given to you through its pages or on a screen, in a game, a player has to traverse its world to discover new information and make critical decisions on how to proceed. This means that these games have multiple outcomes, multiple timelines, and multiple endings. Whereas novels and films usually turn out to just one. Like, have you ever watched a film and didn't like the ending? Would you have much preferred if the character did X, Y, and Z instead of what they originally did? Well, in a game, you can make that decision. Players have the opportunity to develop feelings and emotions towards characters and those around them. They make decisions on whether or not to trust them, and every decision has a consequence. This makes experiencing a rich story much different than a movie or a film. Here, we see one character harassing another, and we see the victim holding back his anger. But what if he didn't? What if you wanted him to fight back?
Destroy you, and then it'll just be me and my dad.
Video games have come this far thanks to advancements in technology. Everything has been adjusted to sustain a good story. Scores are no joke either. Listen to this track from a video game that even won a Grammy. As love for video games continue to grow, more writers are looking towards working with video game developers to tell their story in a new medium that hasn't even reached its fullest potential.